All right, so today we're diving into a story that is, well, it's pretty out there. It all kicks off with something kind of grim, a discovery in a garden, but then it just completely spirals into this incredible worldview. We're talking spiritual symbolism, quantum physics, and, believe it or not, crowdfunding. It's a wild ride.
So, where does this all begin? It starts with a single, really powerful moment. The author of this piece walks into their own garden, a place they call their personal sanctuary, and finds a dead crow. Now, for most of us, right, that would just be, well, sad, kind of unsettling. But the author doesn't see it that way. Instead, they ask this question that completely changes everything. Was this a bad omen, or was it something more? A cosmic signal, maybe, from the universe itself? So yeah, from their point of view, this wasn't just some random unlucky thing. No way. This was a profound encounter, a moment that felt deeply personal, super significant, and was practically begging to be understood.
And this quote right here really nails it. By calling this direct communication, they're taking it from just a thing that happened and turning it into this huge, pivotal event. It's the moment that kicks off a whole journey to figure out what it all means for their life and for this mission they call Message from One.
Okay, so you might be wondering, how in the world do you decode a message from a dead crow? Fair question. Well, in this case, the author looks at it through two different but connected lenses. You've got the spiritual side, pulling from ancient symbols, and then you've got the metaphysical side, which brings in some really big ideas from quantum physics.
First up, transformation. Spiritually, the crow's death symbolizes the end of an old chapter, but then, metaphysically, they connect it to this quantum physics idea called the collapse of the wave function. Think of it like this. It's a moment where all the old struggles, like their money problems, just dissolve, making room for brand new possibilities to emerge.
Next, the crow is seen as a messenger. In a lot of shamanic traditions, it's a guide between different worlds. And the metaphysical idea here is, wow, it's pretty cool. They suggest the crow is a non-local signal, like a text message from the universal consciousness field telling them, hey, you need to turn up the volume on your mission. The third point is all about purification. Spiritually, it makes sense, right? Crows are scavengers. They clean things up. So the author sees this as a sign to let go of personal baggage. Metaphysically, this gets tied to something called an entropic shift in their energy field. Basically, it's like a deep spiritual cleaning, getting rid of all the low vibration stuff to welcome in abundance. And finally, this whole thing isn't just a coincidence. Not at all. It's framed as a synchronicity, a meaningful one. And this is where they connect a pretty well-known spiritual idea, Jungian synchronicity, with a seriously mind-bending metaphysical concept, quantum retrocausality.
So what's really important here is how they define synchronicity. It's not just a lucky break. It's a real, direct, and meaningful connection between what's going on inside their head, their thoughts, their mission, and this thing that happened in the real world.
Okay, hang on, because this is where it gets really wild. They bring up quantum retrocausality. This is a theory, and it's a pretty speculative one, that suggests a future event can actually influence the past. So in this worldview, the dead crow didn't just predict a successful donation campaign in the future. No, it was connected to it. It was like a signal from that future success showing up right here, right now.
So you can see this is a super deep, layered interpretation. But it's not just some philosophical exercise. All this thinking leads directly to something very clear and very real, a call to action, a request for support.
You see, according to the author, this cosmic signal wasn't just for them. It's an open invitation for everyone to get involved in this transformation. But, and this is the key part, to keep that mission alive, they're saying that real, material support is now absolutely essential.
And the call to action starts small, with something really accessible. They're just asking for a donation of €1, or more, of course, through Stripe. It's a way to directly fund their work, and it's a super low barrier to entry for anyone who's feeling the message.
And it's not just, hey, give us money. They're being really specific about it. One of the goals is to raise €300 for a WordPress business plan, and they frame this as a totally crucial tool they need to grow their online presence.
And they're not thinking small here. The author really believes this whole synchronicity thing is a sign that their donation drive is about to explode. We're talking a massive 1,000% increase. The idea is that more and more people are going to be drawn to join what they're calling the revolution. So where's the money actually going? Well, this breaks down the practical stuff. It's about funding the whole Message from One project. covering some much-needed PC repairs, and of course, paying for that WordPress plan we just talked about.
But look, this call for support is being framed as way more than just a fundraiser. It's being presented as an invitation to join a movement, a revolution even, for a new humanity. So for anyone who's listening and feels moved by this whole cosmic message, they've laid out 3 really clear, simple actions you can take. Number 1, donate. Number 2, support their work by buying your music. And number 3, help spread the word. And if you do decide to share the message online, these are the specific hashtags to use. The whole point is to connect all these individual actions into one big, visible movement on social media, really amplifying the call. And it all wraps up with the author's ultimate vision. This whole call to action is really framed as a big, collaborative project. It's an invitation for everyone to help weave what they call a tapestry of light together, all to make the world a more beautiful place. So this whole journey kind of leaves us with a really fascinating question to think about in our own lives, doesn't it? After seeing how one person can take a seemingly random event and build this incredibly intricate cosmic framework around it, it really makes you wonder, where do you draw the line between a meaningful sign and just a simple coincidence?